Hello guys, welcome back. It's Christian from Emotions in Wine. So as you've seen from the title, this time something different. I'm not famous, new channel, but I take the chance for Christmas and New Year's celebrations to do a different video, also to see your response and give you some recommendations. Something different, not the usual suspects, but still going on more popular wines, some cheaper, some more expensive, some great deals, as you will see, and something that I really love, some that are more classics besides my taste. So, but I didn't go to more particular, except one maybe, particular things that I very much love. For example, even Pinot Noir, that is one I skipped also because in this kind of even winter days, the reds, bold, bigger at least, are more interesting. So I will give also some hints about the prices, just roughly. We will start, of course, with the champagne, Vilmart. So the classic that I miss also. I never spoken before about, and I didn't drink any for some time. So this is in Montagne de Reims, so the Pinot Noir area of Champagne, but they have a lot of Chardonnay. That is a surprise, and they have all Premier Cru vineyards. They make the wine first, so from the Premier Cru vineyards, and then all aged in oak. So already complexity. This is something special. Not many maison in Champagne do it, especially the bigger. This is medium, small size, but also for this size, is not many doing all the Champagne with the oak aging before. And the second fermentation, 36 months, which is already a lot, is Grand Reserve with 8 grams of sugar, so a proper brut. Finesse and elegance are there. It's top. It's really tough to find 70% of Pinot Noir and only 30% of Chardonnay with that finesse and elegance, that balance, that complexity also, and for the price it is outstanding, guys. In France it's 38-40 euros. Here in Hungary is the cheapest I find, even compared to some commercial, and is for me and perfect aperitif, perfect with the food because of the Pinot Noir, also making it better match. So I will drink it probably on Christmas Eve. So outstanding. You can find it quite well because it's not that small winery. I saw in America they sell around Europe, a bit in Asia, so it's quite easy to find. Vilmart, remember, great pick. Grand Reserve, Premier Cru, non-vintage, of course. Second one is from Friuli Venezia Giulia, my region, so now you know where I'm from, northeast of Italy. Doro, Princic, Collio, Malvasia, 2021. So Malvasia is called in Italy, not Malvasia like in Croatia. It's quite a niche product in Friuli, and some can make very great wines. Doro Princic is one of the historical, about 70 years of history, and one of the best in Collio, but in Friuli in general, especially for the wines made traditionally. So only still on the fine list for a long time, released later. He's different from the others. Usually you find 2-3 years back on the market. And this is their flagship. 92 points given this vintage. You know I don't like ratings, but I totally agree. This is one of my best white wines, not just in Friuli. For the complexity, the elegance, even with the alcohol that is quite high, is very gentle, very refined. So, and nowadays many Friuli whites can be a bit heavy. This is not the case for him. Just Malvasia it's top, but they make, of course, Friulano, Ribolla, Chardonnay. They are all high standards. This for me is the best. It's really a great wine. And the price is reasonable. In Italy you find it about 26 euros. I know that abroad is quite available, America, Europe, even in Asia somewhere, so should be still reasonable prices. Of course, it's a premium white already, but it's a great pick. One of my very best in Friuli for sure. Third one, we got a bit out of the standards and on my own. As you know, Tokaji in Hungary is my top region. I love their whites. And this is Lenkey winery. Uragya, which is the crew, is a blend of Furmint and Harslevelu, the two grapes, from Mad Village, which is the most famous there, 2018. This is my best winery in Tokaji. Not on the finesse, it's more on the traditional style, organic certified nowadays, and everything do it traditional, and he's really an artist, so interpreting every vintage. So the wines are always made differently according to that. The aging in the cask, the aging refinement in the bottle, the blends that he picks. This is sometimes that he didn't make it this way, so the blend harvested together, he decided, both the grapes, Harslevelu and Furmint, and then vinified together and released after 6 years, something like that, 5, because they released some time ago. This is a premium wine. It's very rich, but also elegant, but more on the rich complexity because of his style, even extracting more from the wine. So, and then with the oak. So it's not finesse, the main character, it's more the richness, the complexity, the aging potential, great food match for rich seafood or even starters of different kinds. So white poultry also, no problem. So compared to the Collio, this is more. So can go with more foods. While the Malvasia in particular then is very perfect for seafood, even lighter dishes. But of course this has a good structure. So it's an amazing wine. Very appreciated in Hungary. It's not that easy to find out, but I wanted to give some gem, let's say, to talk about. You can find any of his wines, I don't know this one, in America, for sure, New York area, and in some other European countries. It's expensive. This is, in Hungary, is 45 euros, so it's not easy, but this is something special. For this kind of celebrations, and going out of the usual path could be an idea. So we start with the reds. Something classic in this case, and great value. Chianti Classico, Castello di Verrazzano, one of the most famous wineries there, historical, 900 years of history of winemaking, so this is something special. 2018, I still found this old vintage. Of course, now it's 2020, 2021. Is in the historical area, I think many of you may have heard. Verrazzano Bridge in New York is related to an ancestor, but now the ownership is not the same family. They do traditional, so big casks, only local varieties, so Sangiovese and a bit of local other grapes. Quite long aging and refinement. In fact, usually they come out on the market after the others. For me, it's always a great value for money Chianti, safe, organic certified, on label since at least 5-6 years or even more, and good complexity, good elegance, the fruit, the spices, more tobacco and other things. This is 18, so I guess it's more complex, and they age well, which for a Chianti Classico is not a guarantee. So this is always a safe pick. So guys, a nice Chianti, affordable, organic, historical, and that you can drink in many countries. In Italy is about 20 euros, imagine. So now things get serious. I skipped the classics, as I mentioned, and you will understand even why. First of all, also because I'm not a big fan of those. So, Chateauneuf du Pape. Clos du Mont-Olivet is the winery, historical, 2019 vintage. This is their regular, 16 alcohol. You know that there is a very Mediterranean climate. This is something special. There are many historical wineries there doing things properly. This is something more that can be interesting, even with that, because many have the problem of the elegance. Bold, rich, a lot of alcohol. Few can target elegance anyway. This is one of the few. They have a nice range for what I know, and the prices are still reasonable. This is 75% Grenache. Then there is Syrah, Mourvedre, and a bit, about 5% of some others. So that is already a bit different. Of course, it's from different areas of Chateauneuf. So you have sandy, a bit more rocky, different. The vineyards are quite old. And the main point is they look for finesse. So the winemaking is not fixed. It's changing according to the vintage. So in this is a bit like Lenkey, artistic approach and follow nature. I love these kind of things because every vintage is different. If you interpret the vintage, you can have a better result. And they are looking for finesse. So there is no barrique, forget. They use big casks and not even 100%. There is a bit of cement where the wine ferments anyway. They look for the finesse, so they change a bit of parameters in the winemaking, the maceration, etc. So it's something very interesting. And the price is still reasonable because many Chateauneuf, of course, not expensive like Burgundy or Bordeaux, and neither like Côte-Rôtie or Hermitage, the North Rhone. Chateauneuf is still the most affordable, but it's quite expensive also. In this case, in France, it's about 45 euros. So it's not bad. 2019, so well aged, 5 years, this kind of wine start to be drinkable. This is possibly my Christmas day with a nice big meat. Of course, need like that. And I will appreciate how much elegant it is, and you will see later on. Last red, something very traditional for some Italians, but not that much in the rest of the world because it's not that known yet. So Campania region, so Taurasi, Terredora is the winery, 2015. Still available somewhere, but I know that now they have 16 or even more recent vintage on some markets. So Taurasi is a Aglianico grape, so the most important red grape in South Italy, excluding Sicily, let's say. Taurasi is called also Barolo of the South. So it's a DOCG from long time, is in Irpinia, so Avellino is the town. In really continental climate is high, 500-700 meters. There are the mountains, the Apennine behind, and Aglianico is a bold grape tannic. That's why Barolo of the South. This is the DOCG appellation in a restricted area near Fiano and Greco, the two white grapes, and is similar to Barolo in a way, but very different in others. The tannic structure maybe is the most common, but the color is more dense. The characteristics, the complexity of earthy, spicy aromas is another story. They use both barrique and big cask in the aging for a long time, and then long bottle refinement. That is a classic characteristic for majority of the wineries there. They don't release young like other Barolos. So that is also helping. You can drink the wine because it's already aged longer from the wineries. But it's still more approachable than a normal Barolo. And the value for money is outstanding. For me, it's the best red in the south. Now there is Etna Rosso that can compete, but it's a different style that is more Pinot Noir reminding. If you want a more structured, richer, Taurasi is the pick. And I like it usually a lot, even when it's 6-7 years old. Of course, better when it's about 10 right now. And in Italy, it's below 30 euros. So it's Terredora is Mastro Berardino. They split the family 30 years ago. So they created Terredora brand, owning the vineyards that they had before. So it's a quite big winery, family winery, but delivering outstanding quality that even in the south, where usually are bigger wineries, is not easy to find at this level, consistent on most of the wines. So this is one of those great family-owned big estates in the south of Italy. Very recommended, especially with lamb, beef. This even braised. This is outstanding partner. Last, of course, couldn't miss sweet wine, Tokaji. I'm in Hungary, and anyway, I consider it probably one of the very top regions in the world. This is Balassa, Szamorodni 2021. So Szamorodni is the level below the Assu with the Puttonyos, the one where there is the dried berry concentrated added up on the most, so on the wine. This is just with the botrytis and the dried berries on plant, harvested and then vinified. So the acidity is pretty similar, but the sugar is lower because of course the Puttonyos, all the extra berries dropped in, increase the sugar level. So here you have a good balance between acidity and sugar to make it drinkable. Very pleasant, is aged in cask, so a lot of complexity, candy fruits, all these things. The mineral from the volcanic, so giving something more compared to majority of the other areas. And then of course the different grade. Here is 100% Furmint from Mad, the main village, and is perfect with many, even just meditation wine or with many Christmas desserts everywhere, even in Italy. So it's a good pick, and the value for money is very good because Assu is very expensive. These are still affordable. In Hungary, cost about 25 euros. So decent price. Of course, it's the smaller bottle, half liter. I forgot to say the Taurasi was my last year, so 23 Christmas wine. So just to reconfirm, I drank it in this kind of occasions. So I will do the tastings of the wines that I will drink in these festivities, and there will be the video in a few weeks, of course, so stay tuned to see also the real tasting of some of these. And I hope you enjoyed with this different video. Like, subscribe, comment, especially if you drink any of these, please. And stay tuned and salute.